Now we turn to a story about the power of creativity. Students from across the country were in Washington, D.C. this past weekend for the first ever National STEM Festival, proving you're never too young to make a difference. We learned about this story through our sponsor, Walton Family Foundation.
These sensors will gather and cause...
The pH has to be between 5.
And I was able to prove that they can. Over here is like a nurdle hunting activity.
So I invented the innovative and affordable prosthetic arm.
They are inventors, designers, and problem solvers.
My STEM project is the Kinetic Kicks 2.0. It's going to power our world.
My project is called Worms for the Win.
Tackling some big challenges like climate change.
The title of my project is RecycleBot.
And waste management.
My project is called Project Poop.
And helping shape the future through STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
What I love about STEM and STEM education in particular is the creativity.
Creativity was on full display recently in Washington, D.C. More than 140 students from across the country gathered in the nation's capital for the first ever National STEM Festival presented by EXPLR and the U.S. Department of Education.
I am just so happy to be here, and it's a really great opportunity to share my research.
The National STEM Festival had applications from 2,549 students from across the country, and today you're able to witness the work of 143 of the National STEM champions. The goal of the STEM Festival is to celebrate and elevate our nation's brightest young minds and give them a platform to meet with corporate leaders and policymakers to understand that they are not the leaders of tomorrow, they're the leaders of today.
The name of my project is the Rover Garden.
Young leaders like Bryson Ward, a high school senior from Chicago, who was on a mission to get fresh produce to people living in communities lacking access to healthy food options.
On my first test run, I realized collard greens would be the best thing to grow because it's sustainable and it can grow inside the kit perfectly fine. I'm helping people in real time. And at such a young age, only being a senior, and starting this as a sophomore in high school, it's absolutely incredible.
Meantime, 10th grader Tushar Mehta from Pennsylvania invented an app to help people know if their discarded item is recyclable or not.
It makes me feel good because more recyclable items are being thrown into the recycling bin, and that really helps and affects me in a positive way because I know that a lot more of these trash items are being thrown into the proper bins.
And speaking of waste, Trayana Sullivan Bunch from New York City invented a device that helps dog owners, well, clean up. The goal, to encourage community members to dispose responsibly.
I think this is better than having a trash can because you can actually see the progress that the can has made, and it can inspire you to want to help clean the community day by day.
An early tornado warning system.
Then there's Anirudh Rao, who we first introduced you to last month.
These are the 2 drones as part of my project.
The 6th grader from Colorado designed an early tornado warning system called Revere. It uses sensors and automated drones for accurate early warning detection.
So I first identified the problem, and then I did some research about this, and then I found out that tornadoes produce infrasound. Then I brainstormed, I drew pictures, and used Legos to create these devices. And then was when I started building my sensors.
Kids underscoring the importance of STEM, building both our futures and theirs.
STEM, it's all over the place. Like, you will always see it anywhere. Even if you think you don't like it, I guarantee you've used it at some point and enjoyed it.
Let's think about science not as somebody in a lab in a lab coat, but all the different ways STEM impacts us, from plumbers to electricians to construction workers to pilots to our doctors. There are so many different pathways.
I think that problem solving starts with youth. We're the next generation, so if we don't start being the change that we want to see, then it's just never going to happen.